The samurai way to let go of pain, even when it feels impossible. Prologue, the weight of wounds. Sarah sat on the floor of her apartment, surrounded by boxes she couldn't bring herself to pack. 3 months had passed since the betrayal. 3 months since her business partner had stolen her company, her life's work, everything she'd built over 10 years. 3 months of paralysis, rage, and a pain so deep she could barely breathe. She'd tried everything: therapy, meditation apps, self-help books, advice from well-meaning friends who said, just move on, as if pain had an off switch. But the wound remained raw, bleeding into every thought, every moment, every attempt at moving forward. Her phone rang, her grandmother calling from her retirement home. "Sweetheart, I've been thinking about you. There's someone I want you to meet, an old friend visiting from Japan, Master Hiroshi. He taught me something once, years ago, when your grandfather died, something about pain, about letting go when it feels impossible." Sarah almost declined. She was tired of advice, but something in her grandmother's voice, a quiet certainty, made her pause. "Okay," she whispered. "When?" "Tomorrow, Dawn. He'll meet you at the old dojo on 5th Street. Bring comfortable clothes." And Sarah, her grandmother's voice softened. "Bring your pain, all of it. Don't leave anything behind." Sarah arrived at the dojo at sunrise, expecting incense and meditation cushions. Instead, she found an elderly man in simple training clothes, standing in an empty room with wooden floors. "You are Sarah," Master Hiroshi said. "Not a question. Your grandmother says you carry great pain. Show me." "Show you?" Sarah was confused. "How do I?" "Not with words. Show me with your body. Stand as you stand when the pain is heaviest." Feeling self-conscious, Sarah stood how she'd been standing for months. Shoulders rounded forward, chest collapsed, head down, as if trying to make herself smaller, trying to disappear. Master Hiroshi circled her slowly. "I see, you are trying to protect the wound by curling around it, like this," he demonstrated, folding his body inward. "You think this protects you, but it does not. It only makes the wound your center, your whole body, your whole life, now organized around the injury." He straightened. The samurai understood pain differently. They knew wounds were inevitable. Every warrior gets cut. The question is not, how do I avoid being wounded? The question is, how do I carry my wounds without letting them define my stance? "But it hurts too much to stand straight," Sarah said, tears forming. "Yes, because you think standing straight means the pain isn't real, but the samurai way is different. Stand with me." He guided her to stand tall, shoulders back, chest open, head high. "Feel the pain now," he instructed. "Don't hide from it. Don't curl around it. Let it exist while you stand as a warrior. This is the first teaching. Pain is real, but it is not your master. You can acknowledge the wound while refusing to bow to it." Sarah stood tall, and immediately the pain felt more acute, more exposed. Tears streamed down her face. "Good," Master Hiroshi said gently. "This is honest pain, not the pain of collapse and hiding, but the pain of a warrior who has been struck and yet still stands. There is dignity in this pain. There is power." The practice, warrior's stance. "Every morning," Master Hiroshi instructed, "before you do anything else, you will practice the warrior's stance. 3 minutes. You stand tall, chest open, and you say aloud, 'I have been wounded. I am still standing.'" "That's it?" Sarah asked. "That is everything." The samurai knew that how you hold your body teaches your mind how to hold your life. When you collapse your body around pain, you teach your mind that pain is the center of existence. When you stand tall despite pain, you teach your mind that you are larger than any wound. Sarah practiced. For 3 minutes, she stood tall, chest open, and said the words, "I have been wounded. I am still standing." It felt ridiculous at first, then impossible, then strangely true. "The pain doesn't go away," she observed. "No," Master Hiroshi agreed. "But notice, you are no longer defined by it. You are a person who has pain. You are not the pain itself. This distinction changes everything." The next morning, Master Hiroshi was waiting with 2 wooden practice swords. "Today," he said, "you learn that pain is not just a burden. It is a teacher. The samurai welcomed wounds because each one taught them something. Where was their guard weak? What did they not see coming? How did they fail to protect themselves? He handed Sarah a sword. Your business partner betrayed you. This is your wound. But what is the teaching hidden inside it? Pain always carries a message. Most people just want the pain to stop, so they never listen to what it's trying to say. Sarah gripped the wooden sword. The teaching, that people are terrible, that trust is foolish. Perhaps, or perhaps something more useful. He raised his sword. Defend yourself. They began a slow, controlled practice. Master Hiroshi would strike, and Sarah would block. Strike, block, strike, block. When I strike, he said, you learn where you are vulnerable. The strike itself is information. Without the strike, you would never know where to strengthen your defense. Pain is like this. It shows you exactly where you need to grow. He struck from a new angle. Sarah's block was too slow. There, he said, you were watching my sword but not my body. The betrayal, did you see only the surface, or did you miss the signs beneath? Sarah thought back. There had been signs, small lies, unexplained meetings, money that didn't quite add up. She'd ignored them, not wanted to believe. I saw them, she whispered. I just didn't want to see them. Yes, this is the teaching, not that trust is foolish, but that trust without awareness is dangerous. The samurai trusted their brothers in arms, but they also stayed alert. Trust and vigilance are not opposites, they are partners. The practice, mining the message. Master Hiroshi had Sarah sit with a journal. Write 3 questions, he said. Answer them honestly, no matter how uncomfortable. What was I not seeing that the pain revealed? What boundary did I not set that I needed to set? What truth about myself or others was I avoiding? This is not about blaming yourself. It is about learning. The samurai examined every defeat not to punish themselves, but to become wiser. Your pain is expensive. Do not waste the lesson it purchased. Sarah wrote, the answers were painful but illuminating. She'd been so desperate for the business to succeed that she'd ignored warning signs. She'd been so afraid of conflict that she hadn't set clear boundaries. She'd confused being nice with being wise. These are valuable lessons, Master Hiroshi said, reading over her shoulder, worth the price of pain. I don't know, Sarah said honestly. You will, when you use these lessons to build something better, something wiser, you will know. The samurai said, a wound that teaches is worth more than comfort that leaves you ignorant. On the 3rd day, Master Hiroshi took Sarah outside to the dojo's small garden. A cherry tree stood in the center, bare branches reaching toward the sky. Do you know about sakura? He asked. Cherry blossoms. They're beautiful, Sarah offered. Yes, and they last only a week, maybe 10 days. Then they fall. Every year, people gather to watch the cherry blossoms, knowing they will soon be gone. We call this mono no aware, the pathos of things, the bittersweet beauty of impermanence. He touched the bare branch. In spring, this tree will bloom magnificently. In summer, it will be green and full. In autumn, the leaves will turn and fall. In winter, it stands bare like this, dead, no, resting, preparing, changing. Master Hiroshi turned to Sarah. Your pain feels permanent. It feels like it will never end. But pain is like the seasons, it changes. Not because you force it to, but because change is the nature of all things. The samurai understood everything is temporary. Your pain, your joy, your suffering, your peace, all of it flows and changes like water through seasons. But it's been 3 months, and it hasn't changed, Sarah protested. Hasn't it? Is today's pain identical to the first day's pain? Sarah thought carefully. The first day had been shock, disbelief, a pain so acute she couldn't function. Now it was different, duller but deeper, less sharp but more persistent, changed even if not gone. It has changed, she admitted. Yes, and it will continue to change, not in the way you expect, not on your timeline, but change is its nature. Fighting this truth is like standing in a river and demanding the water stop flowing. The samurai didn't fight impermanence. They accepted it. They flowed with it. The practice, the season's exercise. Master Hiroshi, gave Sarah a simple practice. Each evening, write one sentence, "Today my pain was," and complete it honestly. Don't write what you wish it was, write what it actually was. After 30 days, read all 30 sentences. You will see the changes you couldn't see day by day. He drew 4 circles in the dirt, labeling them. Spring, Chinese letter, rebirth. Summer, Chinese letter, growth. Autumn, Chinese letter, letting go. Winter, Chinese letter, rest. Pain moves through seasons. In the spring of pain, everything is raw, new, overwhelming. In the summer of pain, it's constant, hot, all-consuming. In the autumn of pain, you begin to release, to let pieces fall away. In the winter of pain, there is rest, dormancy, preparation for something new. He pointed to each circle. Where are you now? Sarah considered. Between summer and autumn, I think, still consuming, but I'm starting to release some of it. Good, this means spring is coming. Not today, not tomorrow, but it is on the horizon. The samurai trained themselves to trust the seasons, to endure winter knowing spring always returns. On the 4th day, Master Hiroshi had transformed the dojo. Drums in the corner, open space in the center. He was dressed in training clothes, barefoot. Today, he said, the most important teaching. The reason most people cannot release pain is because they try to release it with their mind alone. But pain is not just in the mind. It is in the body, stored in muscles, held in tension, locked in your nervous system. To release pain, you must move it out. What do you mean, move it? Sarah asked. The samurai knew emotions are energy, emotion, energy in motion. When you hold pain still, when you sit with it, think about it endlessly, analyze it, the energy has nowhere to go. It becomes stagnant, toxic. But when you move, the energy moves. And when energy moves, it can be released. He demonstrated a series of movements, not meditation, not yoga, but something more primal, strikes, shouts, stomps, shakes. This is Kamidana, the release practice. You will take your pain and you will physically move it out of your body. No thinking, no analyzing, just moving. Sound will come, let it. Tears will come, let them. Rage will come, let it all flow through movement. The practice, the 5 movements of release. Master Hiroshi taught Sarah 5 specific movements. 1. The strike, Chinese letter, Japanese letter, Ikari, anger. Stand in horse stance. Raise fist to chest. Strike forward with full force, shouting ya. Repeat 10 times. This discharges rage. 2. The raw, Chinese letter, Japanese letter, Kanashimi, sorrow. Kneel on the ground. Place forehead to floor. Inhale deeply. Rise up and raw cry out from the belly. Repeat 5 times. This releases grief. 3. The shake, Chinese letter, Japanese letter, Oso, fear. Stand and begin shaking hands. Let the shake move up arms into shoulders. Shake entire body for 2 minutes. Let out any sounds that want to emerge. This discharges anxiety. 4. The stomp, Chinese letter, Kyozetsu, rejection. Stand tall. Stomp left foot hard. Stomp right foot hard. Alternate, building intensity. Stomp out the pain, saying no or out. Repeat 1 minute. This creates boundaries. 5. The bow, Chinese letter, Juyo, acceptance. Stand in stillness. Bow deeply, slowly, with respect. Bow to the pain, acknowledging its presence. Bow to yourself, acknowledging your strength. Bow to the future, acknowledging possibility. This completes the release. Sarah felt foolish at first, but as she moved through the sequence, striking, roaring, shaking, stomping, bowing, something extraordinary happened. Energy that had been locked inside for months began to flow. She struck harder, roared louder, shook violently, stomped until her feet hurt, and when she bowed, she wept. Not sad tears, relief tears, release tears. When she finished, she was exhausted, sweating, shaking, and lighter, genuinely lighter. What just happened? She gasped. You moved the pain, Master Hiroshi said simply. It was stuck, now it flows, and what flows can leave. On the fifth and final day, Master Hiroshi had Sarah sit across from him in the empty dojo. "You have learned 4 teachings," he began. "Pain is a warrior you stand with, not bow to. Pain is a teacher with lessons. Pain is temporary, flowing through seasons. Pain must be moved through the body. Today, the final teaching, pain, when properly transformed, becomes your greatest power." "I don't understand," Sarah said. "How can pain become power?" "The samurai blade is made through pain. The steel is heated until it glows, then struck repeatedly, hammered, folded, heated again, struck again. This process, this suffering, is what makes the blade strong. Without it, the metal is weak. With it, the metal becomes legendary." "You are being forged, Sarah. The heat of betrayal, the hammering of loss, the folding of your understanding of trust and business and relationships, all of this is making you stronger, sharper, wiser. But only if you allow the transformation." He placed a piece of paper before her. "Most people let pain make them bitter, closed, afraid, smaller. This is wasted pain. But some people, warriors, let pain make them deeper, wiser, more compassionate, stronger. This is transformed pain." The practice, the transformation questions. "Answer these questions," Master Hiroshi said. "They will show you how to transform your pain into power." 1. Who do I want to become because of this pain? Not despite it, because of it. What qualities do you want to forge? 2. Who can I help because I've experienced this? Your pain gives you authority. Who else is suffering what you've suffered? 3. What can I create that I couldn't create before this pain? Pain breaks you open. What new space has been created inside you? 4. What becomes possible now that wasn't possible before? Every ending is a beginning. What doors just opened? 5. How is this pain preparing me for my next chapter? You're being forged for something. What might it be? Sarah wrote slowly, tears falling on the paper. "Who do I want to become? Wiser, less naive but not cynical, strong enough to trust again but smart enough to verify. Who can I help? Other entrepreneurs, people who have been betrayed, people who don't know how to rebuild. What can I create? A new business, but better. A consultancy teaching people about partnerships, trust, and wise boundaries. What becomes possible? Freedom from a partnership that was already failing. The chance to build something truly mine. The opportunity to help others avoid my mistakes. How is this preparing me for leadership, for teaching, for being someone who's been through fire and can guide others through it?" By the time she finished, something had shifted. The pain was still there, but she saw it differently, not as pure loss, but as raw material, not as the end of something, but as the brutal beginning of something new. "You see it now," Master Hiroshi said quietly. "The samurai faced death constantly. They could have let this make them hard and cruel. Instead, many became poets, artists, philosophers. They transformed the pain of impermanence into beauty. They transformed the fear of death into the courage to live fully. Your betrayal is your forge. The question is, what are you becoming inside it?" Sarah stood in her new office, modest but hers. On the wall hung a quote from Master Hiroshi in both English and Japanese. "The wound is where the light enters, but you must keep the wound clean, extract the lesson, and allow it to close. A warrior is not defined by their scars, but by what they built after receiving them." Her new consultancy was thriving. She helped entrepreneurs build partnerships with clear contracts, wise boundaries, and tested trust. She taught workshops on resilience, using her story, her pain, as the foundation for her authority. The betrayal still hurt sometimes, especially late at night, but it no longer defined her. She'd done the work, stood tall despite pain, mined the lessons, trusted the seasons, moved the energy through her body, and transformed the suffering into something meaningful. She'd received a message from her former partner last week, an apology, inadequate and years too late. She'd read it, felt the old anger rise, then let it go. She didn't need the apology, she'd already freed herself. That morning, she'd practiced the warrior's stance, as she did every morning. "I have been wounded, I am still standing. Then she added the new line Master Hiroshi had taught her before he returned to Japan. I have been wounded, I am still standing, and I am using my wounds to light the way for others. She bowed to the day and began her work. The Samurai Way, complete system for releasing pain. The 5 teachings. 1. Pain is a warrior. Stand tall despite your wounds. Practice warrior's stance 3 minutes daily. Affirmation, I have been wounded, I am still standing. 2. Pain is a teacher. Extract the lessons hidden in suffering. Practice mining the message, journal 3 questions. Questions, what wasn't I seeing? What boundary didn't I set? What truth was I avoiding? 3. Pain is temporary. Trust that everything changes, including suffering. Practice seasons exercise, daily pain journal for 30 days. Understanding, pain moves through seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter. 4. Pain must be moved. Release pain through the body, not just the mind. Practice 5 movements of release strike, anger. Roar sorrow. Shake fear. Stomp rejection. Bow acceptance. 5. Pain transforms into power. Use suffering as forge for wisdom and strength. Practice transformation questions, 5 questions. Who do I become? Who can I help? What can I create? What's possible? How am I being prepared? The daily practice. Morning. Warrior's stance, 3 minutes. Read transformation questions. Evening. 5 movements of release, 10 minutes. Seasons journal entry, 1 sentence. Weekly. Mining the message, review lessons learned. Answer 1 transformation question deeply. Monthly. Review 30-day pain journal, notice changes. Assess which season you're in. Adjust practices as needed. The Samurai Principles. Honor your wounds without being defined by them. Learn from every strike life delivers. Trust the seasons of suffering, winter always yields to spring. Move energy to prevent stagnation. Transform pain into wisdom, power, and service. The wound is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your transformation. Walk the Samurai Way.